Call to the member for Patterson.
Thanks, Speaker. My question is to the Treasurer. What pressures are placed on the budget when ongoing programs are left unfunded?
Order. Give the call to the Treasurer.
Thanks very much, Mr Speaker, and thanks to the member for Patterson for her question. 6 weeks tomorrow from this dispatch box, the Albanese government will hand down its second budget, and we have been upfront about the pressures on the budget and the pressures on our economy which provide the context for that budget. And in this environment, there is, as always, a premium on what's responsible and what's affordable, methodical, and what is sustainable in the budget, but also making sure that we continue to clean up the mess that we were left by those opposite. And one of the biggest pressures on the budget in May will actually be programs which any normal human being would assume are ongoing programs, which those opposite only funded in lots of cases until the end of June this year. Now, this is how those opposite booby-trapped the budget that they left behind with all of these ongoing programs which aren't funded in an ongoing way. And so in our first budget in October, we had to spend more than $4 billion to make up for these cover-ups when it came to essential government programs that weren't funded in an ongoing way, unlegislated zombie measures that were never going to pass the parliament, and the failure of those opposite to adequately provision for funding for the COVID response. And Mr Speaker, once again in May we will need to find billions of dollars to make up for those opposites' propensity to make big announcements but not actually fund them in the budget. Let me give you a few examples, Mr Speaker. For example, the former government jumped up and said they were going to fund 50% of the Olympics in South East Queensland. They budgeted precisely $0 for that task. Those opposite, they had the My Health record system that's used by millions of Australians to store personal health information, not funded beyond the middle of this year. The E-Safety Commissioner that's responsible for keeping our kids safe online, not funded. The Australian Radioactive Waste Agency in charge of disposing radioactive materials, not funded. MyGov is not funded in an ongoing way. This is the way that those opposite went about vandalising the budget, Mr Speaker. They were notorious for making the big announcements but not funding them in the budget. And the Leader of the Opposition can't distance himself from this behaviour. He was a member of the Expenditure Review Committee that made these decisions. And he sits over there hoping if he doesn't ask any questions, the voters of Aston won't notice and won't remember who the leader of the Liberal Party is in Canberra. They were notorious for doing this, Mr Speaker. Those opposite should take responsibility for the mess that they made of the budget in the same way that we take responsibility for cleaning it up.